And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Now I don't know if y'all can hear how amped Boss Biz Radio sounds today, but Jezabel.
I thought I said, am I still echoing, y'all?
Well, you are echoing, but you definitely turned up. So
All right,
what's a little what's a little echo to a real player? You feel me? What's a
hold
little
on. Let me
echo?
adjust it.
Okay,
Crispy?
crispy.
Is
All
this
right.
better?
It's better. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Shout out, Get Richard. Y'all know how I've been doing my setup. I have been doing it really like one way, but I decided to go a different way. I'm in my studio today, and I decided to do the show from my studio. So that was pretty cool, actually.
All right.
Now, did you just build your studio? Is it a recording studio, or are you just changed it up for the show? Or tell us a little bit more about your studio.
Well, as you all know, I've been using my office or the home
Mm-hmm.
office, I should say, the
Okay.
home office to do the show in. Has a door, it's pretty cool. But it's a little spacey. It's not a lot of space in there. So I did just recently put up my studio back in my home after everybody. Okay, everybody don't know me. About 4 years ago, when I was about done, I was like, I don't want to record no more in my home. I gave one of my friends all the studio equipment that I had, and I haven't recorded in my home in 3 years. Actually, I've been going in the studio with either Get Richard, Eli, actually JmoneyGibbs. So I've been working with other engineers, and I have not engineered myself in years. Doing it again, though, guys, I gotta tell y'all,
It's
it's
fun.
weird. It,
Oh.
so you know what? It's inexpensive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not fun.
It's not?
I'd rather spin the bag and be in the studio with the gang, and I mean, it's just something about.
Sometimes.
I don't know. Like, so what I've learned is, and maybe you may can give me a different perspective on this, but I've learned that I can write at home and I
Mm-hmm.
can put stuff down and get memories, but the vibe
The
is
vibe.
not the same.
But see, that's why I said sometimes, right? Because certain songs, I be telling niggas like, yeah, I gotta go because I gotta be by myself to do this. Because they be like, J Money, what the fuck is you doing? And like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what
What
I'm saying?
was
And
Promise
then
one of those
sometimes,
records?
that definitely was like I had to be by myself because if I was doing that with other people in the studio, I think they'd have been looking at me like, oh, so now you think you could sing, nigga? You know what I'm saying? So I had to, you know what I'm saying, turn the lights off and get in my own vibe. So that's the thing I like about having your own stuff. And then at the end, I'm gonna tell you my secret is thank you, shout out to Get Rich again. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind paying that money to send it out to get mixed and mastered. So I could do my thing and you know what I'm saying, whatever. And then when I send it out, I'm amazed by what comes back. You know what I'm saying? And that's the fun part to me. Like me doing my thing is cool and fun. But when it comes back and it sounds extra amazing,
Mm-hmm.
that's the fun part to me.
Now, shout out
Mm.
Jezabel for wearing her Wednesdays today on Monday.
Wednesday.
Got her
Oh,
Wednesday.
oh, my bad.
If you was
But
a record,
yeah,
if
I
you was a
don't know.
recording artist, how would you want it?
I think for me as well, I actually need my designated studio space. Like I think concentrating in the same space that you do a lot of other things can be a little bit difficult. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
working on that as well. So,
So
yeah.
like so anybody that knows me, I am a night writer. Not
Right.
night writer. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
be like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when I'm up writing, right?
Mm.
But when it comes to studio time, I am a person that likes to write in the studio as the producer makes the beat.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll write a lot of stuff, but I won't
Mm-hmm.
use it. The stuff that I write in my home, I won't use it until I get in the studio and it's matched up with the beat. I don't even like when a producer sends me a beat and be like, yeah, write to it.
Why not?
It's just something about it that just feels like lazy. You know, it's like cooking food and someone saying, okay, I'm doing the, let's say, chicken, and someone says I'm doing the vegetables, right? And then someone says I want to do the bread. So then it's like the person that's making the chicken, they go first, and it's like, okay, cool. The chicken should be made first because the vegetables take shorter time to make, right? And then the person that's making the bread is finishing it off. So in theory, what I'm saying, when I see a person send me a beat, it's like sending me chicken that's already been done and sitting out there forever. And it's like, you really want to make dinner with this? This is old chicken. You want me to make fresh vegetables and fresh bread for some old chicken? I like my stuff I like it fresh and right there, done right there.
See,
doesn't it take more time to do things that way? And another question that I have for artists that do things the way that Six does it is, when you're going in there and the producer's making a beat, are you giving him an idea of what type of beat you want? Or are you saying, oh, if you're going to make a beat for me, I'll just show up and write my lyrics when you make the beat? How does that work?
That's why I said it. Like, I'm the type of person, I'm like, oh, if a producer come in, if I go in the studio with a producer and I sit down with that producer, whatever they give me first, whether it's the melody, the drums, the hi-hats, whatever they give me first, I'm already penning, right? my pen is already.
Well, my question is, how do they know what to give you? Like, if I was a producer and you walked in my studio, or if I was a beat maker, like you would call them, and you walk in my studio and you're like, I'm trying to do a song, where do we start?
So the thing is, right?
This is. Let me just say one thing, cut in, because this is what I was going to say. Because there's been times where I've been in the studio with Sixxcess, and that's what happened. We got in the studio with the engineer. We was with Shoutout again to get rich, and we was like, all right, what we gonna do? And I started off with a melody. You know what I'm saying? And then from the melody, we ended up turning that into a whole song. But it was just, you know what I'm saying, like, just me putting that part, like, I think I just did the melody, and I think Rich did the rest of the drums, and you know what I'm saying, like, and everything else, the hi-hats and all.
So you come in with an idea, at least, of what type of song you want to do. Like, because how would I know if you want an upbeat song or a galactic song?
And so the other thing I was going to say is, because another thing that I do, and maybe this is just me, or the way that I produce, or the way that I record, or the way that I engineer, or whatever it is I might just make one part of the song. I might just make the piano part, or you know what I'm saying, like the melody, or you know what I'm saying, whatever that part is. And then when I send it to that other engineer or whoever to get mixed and mastered, they add the drums and they add all the other effects and all the other stuff and fill up the song. And that's great to me. That's why I said it's fun to me to be able to rap on the song and be like, all right, cool. Because I might gotta go back and do the vocals again when I hear the drums switch up, or you know what I'm saying, hear the changes. I'm like, all right, I didn't know I was gonna do that. Let me do this part again. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why I said it's fun to me, because sometimes other people, they don't have that opportunity. They gotta, all right, I gotta go back to the studio. I recorded that. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I love being right there in the studio. You can get it all done at the same time. But again, I like having that creativity to be able to be a part of what I'm creating. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, to answer all of your bullet point questions, is it more expensive that way? Well, yeah and no, right? Because think about it. When you go into the studio, there's an hourly rate regardless, right? So if you set 2 hours, and if you come in there saying that, I think that a lot of artists need to understand something. When you're working on a project, you can take it slow, song by song. A lot of artists try to go into the studio and cram in 4-5 songs in a 2-3 hour session because they're trying to be cost friendly. But then you ask yourselves, why does the record sound like that? Right? So they're not thinking about content, they're not thinking about structure. So for me, if I'm going into the studio, I'm working on an album. So I already have picked out a theme for that album. Now, the second bullet point of your question, how does a producer know? Well, writers, so our job as songwriters, right, is to know what the people want to hear. The job of a producer is to know what the people want to hear and the artist that can give it to them. Right? So if I'm going to go pick out pick an artist, say, hey, J Money, let's get in the studio. I want to work with you. I have an idea of based on what J Money's style is, and based on what my style is, and what I want to accomplish. Now, lyrically, that's on the artist to come in and bring it to life. But real producers say, this is a record about, let's just go real small and minute. This is a record about fast guns, girls, and cars. Let's just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Then you may get an artist take the easy route. I say, I got a fast car, bunch of girls, lot of money. Fast car, bunch of girls, lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Then you had a producer that's like, oh, there it is. That's what we wanted. We want to talk about cars, girls, and money. Let's write to it. All right. So the thing is, when you go into the studio, you got to have a game plan. But at the end of the day, nothing is cost efficient when you go in with it the right way, knowing your budget, how much you're planning on spending. I mean, look, I set a budget for my last project of Food Getting Rich, and when I got down to it, and I knew that I was at the end of what I said my budget was, I knew I needed 3 more songs, so I had to go over the budget.
Now, just a follow-up question. As far as producer goes and choosing them, you said like usually the producer, when they come to you, they have something in mind. But what if there's a producer that you're interested in working with and they don't know your music style?
That ain't fair to that. Then you shouldn't want to work with that producer, right? Because unless you walk into a building and it's like, oh, Mike Will made it. You're here. Let's work. You know what I'm saying? And Mike Will made it has never heard you. The first thing he's going to do as a professional producer is let me hear something. What you got? You know, he's not going to just say, oh, yeah, here go beat. You know, like,
now, let me just say, as an artist, there's several ways that artists just don't use to connect with producers because they're on YouTube all the time listening to their beats. Email them. You know what I'm saying? If you're on BeatStars or their Instagram, send them a message. Like these producers have no problem with making custom-made beats or whatever you want, but they have their price for it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is a thing.
I mean, this is the thing artists just don't seem to do, and I don't understand why. Because I mean, the producers like I work with, you know what I'm saying, producers that work with Metro Boomin, I work with producers and you know what I'm saying, work with Grammys and all this type of stuff because I contact them. I see them, I DM them, I send them a message on Twitter, I send them a message on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? I'll send them a message on whatever and be like, yo, I like this. Can I do something like this? And they'll send me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I make beats. So I'll be like, look, I had this idea. I had this piano sound. Can you do something with this? This is the idea I had. And that's how I work. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these people, I haven't actually gone to their studios. Other ones I have, I went to Miami. I went to their studios and visited them before, but I still can email them and still work through email. You know what I'm saying?
Same strength that they muster up to DM them bad chicks that they are chasing. They got to muster it up to DM the people that they want to work with.
Is that what it is?
And I mean, listen, this is the crazy part because I know it's gonna be somebody out there that say they don't respond to DMs from us. I get it, but they let you know where they're gonna be.
Right.
They let you know what they're doing, and you're not
information, right?
Getting out to them.
You're not. And like put yourself in those places. If you're going out of town, go to those studios. You know what I'm saying? Book sessions in those studios.
And we need to understand this, right? If you're a selling artist, you can't set your bar and I only want to work with Kanye. I only want to work with Pharrell. Like, you have to find you that producer in your hood that could take the time and find y'all sound together. Everybody, take a look through your memory Rolodex. And you let me know any superstar that has been made and not attached to a producer. And I'll wait while we put the bell on the clock.
And I say this because I've been around a lot of producers, and all of the producers I met, it's been 3 of them that I still work with till this day. And Fool Eli one, Get Rich is one, and Jack Beats is one. I mean the third one. But those are the 3 producers where I could go in there and I could hum something or just be like whatever. And the beat could start getting made around me humming or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of people that is just amazing. But like, those are the people that are amazing to work with and great to work with, because you could be creative right there on the spot, or
Yep.
even through email. Because there's been times where I've emailed Rich, like we haven't been in the same room. There's been times where I've emailed Jack B, we haven't been in the same room, and we still get a full production done. You know what I'm saying? So
That's because y'all have figured out a way to know each other's styles and work together a lot. I mean, most of the engineer DJ Khaled is not in the room with most of the people that he worked with.
right. But he gets the vocals. You know what I'm saying? You hear him say the vocals came in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He
it's
knows
set up
what to
anyway.
say.
He knows what to send him. Like, this is the part. You know what I'm saying? It's about
So,
knowing your part.
So it is rare. It is rare that an artist can rap on any style of beat.
You say it's
That's right.
rare?
Yes.
Listen, these
I don't
producers
think it's rare.
producers who make beats and want artists to rap on them, they're putting their beats out. I guarantee
It's more
They're putting their
rare.
beats out. They're doing listening sessions. It's more rare for artists not to be looking in the right places than it is for them to be saying, like, listen, I'm gonna tell you, somebody could pray all day. They could pray, Lord, I want a job. Let me get this job. But if you don't ever go on and fill out an application, what do you happen? You know what I'm saying?
I think the greatest artists, the greatest rappers are able to be versatile and rap on any kind of beat. Like every great rapper that I could think of in my head is versatile.
Now it comes to a point
How
where
small is that list though? How small is that list though?
It's
it
not
comes
small.
to a point. No. It comes to a point where it might be like, they be like, hey, look, we have this song, we need you to write to this. It's money involved. And you like, shit, $1,000 if I can write to this song? Like, yeah. And there are even competitions where they have, we see those things pop up in our email from Sixxcess Music and all that stuff. It has different song opportunities and competitions where you could be a part of a writing competition or stuff like that and get money for writing songs. So if you can't adjust, then you just missing, you know what I'm saying? You just missing the money for yourself.
Let me say this, right? There is a reason why Shy Glizzy got on that platform and said artists make one style of music.
No, he didn't say that. He said DMV artists need to explore and see what other people are listening to, because nobody's listening to one sound of music. That's what I interpreted that he said. He was telling DMV rappers that DMV flow is not it, and that you need to see what's going on around the world.
But guess even with you breaking it down and making it, I still heard they're making one style of music.
No, you heard a specific demographic of people is a geographic of people is making the same kind of music.
So let me help that out, right? The only reason Shy Glizzy answered it with that geographic is because that was the geographic asked upon him.
Now, when you say the same type of music, I mean, you said that no rapper can rap on any kind of beat.
I said it's rare that rappers rap on any type of beat. It's a rare
New
skill.
rappers can't rap on any type of beat because they're not really talented. But I think Nicki, Drake, Kanye, Dirk, Lil Baby, even
Wayne.
let's go Ice Spice, Lotto.
You said Ice Spice?
Yep. Ice Spice has 4 different, like she has different types of beats that she rap on. And
listen, if you want to say different styles, you need to bring up Gucci Mane. If you want to bring up different styles, you got to bring up Gucci. You got to bring up Drake. You got to bring up Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I can't really agree with the Ice Spice.
Because you don't listen to her. You got to listen to her.
Because again, if you're saying 4 different styles, that's 4 different styles.
Yeah, that's a pop. That's the drill. That's another regular type of, like, we're talking about different beats, right? Like, not the same old type beat, right?
Nah, because it doesn't matter if you change the beat and you rap the same way.
So that's what you're saying. You're saying that could change up their rap style, not rap on any beat.
Yeah, for beat versatile, give you any feel. I mean, listen, look, Kendrick does not rap the same. Did not rap the same way he rapped on Rich Spirit as he rapped on Humble. That's a skill.
Okay, I get that.
That's why he keeps winning the artist, the rap artist of the year award with
And
the
Drake and Nicki
and Drake, yeah,
Wayne,
Nicki,
Yes,
yeah, Nicki, I
Nicki
give
does it
Nicki,
too.
Future,
yes.
Dirk.
No, I'm sorry. I feel like
You
Future
definitely
just
got
started to do it.
Baby. We're
No,
going back
Future
to
just
Ice
started to do
Spice.
it, but Future used
It
to
don't
rap the
matter.
same on
It
all
don't
the
matter.
songs.
It don't matter, bro. It don't matter if he just started to do it. It's what I'm saying though. That's what sets him apart.
Sauce Walker, that's a good one, man.
Nah, come
Sauce
on,
Walker.
bro. We really about to do now. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I heard a Sauce Walker song that I did not expect. I think it was like street gospel or something like
Yeah,
that.
street gospel.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that wasn't the album I was looking for.
He's not just a fool. He's not just a fool. Like he got some real like lyrical content out here. Okay, I get it. But
I be fucking with Big Crit.
that's a skill. That's a skill. You feel me? Listen, Big Crit has his lane. Most artists have their lane.
Yeah, but listen, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like in his lane, he still hits different genres. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Speaking of lanes now, shoot. They said Mary J. Blige was in the wrong lane. Did y'all hear about that?
Now, are we talking about Miss Chaka Khan's comments?
Oh.
Yes, she said.
Listen.
She said Shaka been disrespecting a whole rack of people.
Why is it disrespect first? Let's address that because I read the title. Let's talk about why was it disrespectful.
I feel like it's disrespectful because she didn't even give them props. Like she kind of just shot them all down, kind of sort of like, oh well, Mary J. Blige, I told her that shit was flat. I don't know if she was smoking crack or what. Like, what type of shit is that to say?
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, right? Isn't it amazing in that world of that type of level where you could be like, yeah, she's some shit. And I told her she's some shit, but that's my friend. I love her though. I told her that already. It's like, wait, what?
She gotta be a Taurus because that's some shit I do.
Well,
I be bad and shit. I be like, but I love you though. I just was being honest.
Listen,
like
selling records does not have anything to do with talent. Pew! Oh shit! Whoever shot that bullet, you can go ahead and take it back because it's a fact. Selling records has nothing to do with talent.
So what's your point?
Mary J. Blige was not disrespected. I have been saying for years. Y'all remember when she got on that Jamie Foxx album? And she just they had one song and she yelled the whole way through. She yelled the whole way through. I've been saying it for a long time about Mary J. She's a great performer. She has her thing, but singing.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Listen. When we listen.
Don't you dare disrespect the queen.
Not to be ranked over Chaka Khan.
Okay, I give you that.
Not when she's the like Chaka Khan is one of the most sampled female artists like to today, still to today. And to put Mary J. Blige and a lot of those artists over her was crazy. She did agree that Beyonce was rightfully in the right spot at number one, which I've been telling y'all. I mean, listen, I've been saying that for a long time.
Well, no, I don't think she said that. I think she just gave Beyonce her props, but even with
she said that she's the
like,
queen,
oh yeah, she's pretty good, like, but she ain't better than me. That's what I heard.
She said she's the queen rightfully. That's what she said. Rightfully.
Okay. It's shade though.
Yeah. I mean, listen, any artist.
I love Shaka. She just so fucking honest.
J-Money shade me every week.
I do not.
I don't think Shaka likes anybody.
Nope. There's very few artists that will admit that another artist is better than them.
Well, she don't even want to share the stage with nobody. She don't feel nobody comes close.
I never I never
Now,
like. I
Chaka
don't
Khan
even know.
ruined her moment with me when she did her verses. She showed me the real her.
I didn't even see that.
No, I'm gonna tell you, I don't even look at it as a competition with certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like with me and Sixxcess, it's not a competition. And I don't think I ever shade you. I always tell you what I really think. Like I definitely thought that song was called Yup, because I was over here singing Yup. I was like, yup, yup, yup. You know what I'm saying? It's never shade. I just really tell you what it is, and you be laughing. So I don't think it's not shade, bro. You know it's not shade.
I know.
Yeah, Chaka don't. She don't.
Finish it, Jay. But you gotta be like, you know, I love you, man.
She
Oh
don't
yeah,
like
that's
it.
how you
But
say
I
it.
feel like you should
I'm
be
not a
able to be
Gemini.
honest with people. Like
Yeah,
if
because
someone can't be
criticism is
honest
real.
with you, then like do they really have good and like if somebody will sit there and watch you fuck up and let you fuck up or let something sound like some shit
They
or just
don't
let
fuck with
you
you.
do, they don't care. But if
They
they are
don't fuck
able
with
to be
you.
honest with you and you know that it's coming from, they're not being malice about it, you know it's coming from a good place, I think that all is well with shit like
So
that. People can't take the truth.
so y'all don't like yes men. That's what I'm hearing.
No, listen,
Yes.
there's some people and they want to see the crash dummy, right? They want to see, be like, oh yeah, go ahead, you try that out. Just so you can look a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, they want to see you doing better, but not better than them. So you got to be careful of like the people you surround yourself with, because if you're telling somebody that you believe in something and they tell you like, nah, then you gotta get that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Negative energy.
the energy.
Sometimes it's
It's
not
all about
negative
the energy.
energy. Sometimes it's just outside. Like I had a friend the other day. She actually was just she was telling me about myself, and I could have got offended and been like, "Man, whatever." Da 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 da. But I actually took a second and I was like, "Well, you know what? Maybe she's right." You know,
I'm gonna tell you, it was an
I could
artist I
have
was
got
making fun
mad,
of the
but I was
song.
like, I think she's telling me this. It didn't seem like it was coming from a bad place. So I just believe that people should be able to be honest with each other, be upfront with
Yes.
each other. Stop with the I can't say stop
Stop
with
with the
the fake and
bullshit.
phony shit because
If
this
you can
industry
say
is
it.
based on fake and phony and opportunists. So I don't know. I just feel
Y'all,
like
I have
Listen,
become the
there's an
ultimate
artist.
yes man.
Why?
why?
Because like I have watched too many people that I told no to become successful off of what I thought was a no. And all I had to
Exactly.
do was say yes and be a part of it.
Listen, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say it was an artist I was making fun of a song, making fun of this joint, laughing it out. And I was like, you know, you ain't get this joint mixed and mastered. Like, why would you even play this joint? And you know, they went back a year later and got that joint mixed and mastered and put that thing out, and now it's doing thousands. And I'm like, all right, you shut me up. I was like,
No, let me
somebody
tell you.
gonna like, I
Let
don't
me
want to
tell
hear
y'all a
this
true
shit.
story. Let me
This
tell y'all a
playing
true
whack.
story. Let me tell y'all a true story as it was told to me. Right, ASAP Ferg, when he first got with the ASAP Rocky gang and things like that, or when he first got with the ASAP gang, he was just like following them around on tour with them, hanging with them. Every day he would tell everybody on the bus, listen to my song, and they said that everyone would just laugh like this guy is nuts. It's no way that he's serious. And now look at him today.
Facts.
You think he made it off of his music?
I mean,
wait, what do you think he made it off of?
Fashion and Rihanna. I'm an ASAP mom.
No, not ASAP
John
Rocky.
White
ASAP, you said
fan,
ASAP Ferg,
but
right?
I'm more of an ASAP Ferg fan than an ASAP Rocky fan. I can't even really remember too many ASAP Rocky songs right now.
correct. But ASAP Ferg was the one everybody laughed at. Was like, nah, just just hang around.
That's who you say. I thought you said Rocky.
No, not Rocky.
Oh, Ferg.
I mean,
well,
I don't have to keep. We don't have to keep telling the story about why certain people are the top dogs in their gangs, in their cliques, in their crews, in their rap groups, or in their rap labels. He who has the most money is in charge. Just plain and simple. It doesn't matter who the best rapper in that group is. And honestly, it's way better to tell an artist yes, because that artist may got some real tricks up their sleeve that you don't know of. Also, what they know more than we know is their fan base.
That's it.
Their goals, where they want to go. So a lot of artists ask me like, yo, listen to my record, check out my record. I gotta honestly admit, I listen to them, but I don't know what you're asking me. Right? It's like if I listen to a record now, all I listen for is it clean? Is it catchy, maybe? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it lyrically? Can I hear the lyrics? Can I hear the beat? Does it sound good mixed and mastered? That's all I really be hearing, listening for now. Like, anyone asking me about lyrical content, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm one of those artists that truly believe if I'm not
at the point now where
it's like, all right, man.
It's what are you gonna do with it? It don't even matter no more. I heard a song where somebody didn't really have any words. I think they were just making all types of sounds. And I was like, it's a vibe. So what you gonna do with it?
Are you talking about that girl that was like, it's a song like that.
It's a song like that.
This girl, she was just like she was just like making noises, but it sounded good, and it was kind of like I don't know
what you gonna do with it. That chick gonna have a rap deal.
But what you gonna do with it? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in that, what the hell are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna market it? If you believe in it that much, invest in yourself. Put $1 behind it.
You know what? I'm surprised. Like, I'm just surprised at how, and maybe y'all could give me some insight, because I look around and I see artists working every day. They're putting money behind themselves. They're doing everything that needs to be done to push themselves as an artist. And then another artist just comes by and drops a song and it skyrockets.
So this is the thing, right? Exactly. Dropping in the right places. A lot of artists do not understand finishing the job. You know what I'm saying? It's like they drop a song, they put a lot of money behind it, but then you start asking, all right, where's the shows? Where you performing at? Like, where you at? Where's people seeing you at? Every time you post, you in the studio. You somewhere posting the picture by yourself. You're not. Where are the people that you are reaching? Right? Then you watch the artists that skyrocket past it. They like show here tonight, opening up for this DJ, doing this tonight. Oh, numbers going crazy. Oh, we in this city. Oh, we in that city. Next thing you know, we on this radio. We on this radio. A lot of artists are not finishing the job. And then we're talking about women mostly, right? Who are not walking around saying, I'm independent. I'm a boss. No one's going to take any of my percentages. As opposed to the guys who are, I'm a boss. This is my label. They can't really pay me enough to give up my rights. Oh, I got to own all of this. Well, guy, sir, you can. Ma'am, I got this 200 grand for you. I got this $500,000 for you. You happy with that?
Owning 100% of something that is making no money doesn't mean shit. So if you own 100% of something, that's great that you own 100%. But if you want to give up 50%, oh, I'm not giving up more than 20%. They got me fucked up. If you want to give up 50%, so now that's making 200% of what you was making before, guess what? That's a profit. If you want to give up more than 20% so that you're making a profit, that's a profit. I used to be on the 80-20 rule. I mean, I used to be on the 80-20 rule, but really, if you think about it, if somebody's like, man, give me 50% of that song and I'll take that joint to millions. Well, I've had this song for 7 years. It hasn't done shit. I might as well get some money for it.
Let's play Mr. Nice Guy. If you're an artist out there making full-time income, because there's a lot of your friends and your associates who don't make 20 to 50K a year. So they do feel like, oh yeah, I can own this. I can do what I want. I don't have a demand. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nobody telling me when, where, how. They're comfortable. Only thing I have to say to you guys when you make up that in your mind is this. Don't complain about the people that have taken that step. It's like, I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat it. You can do and be as independent as you want to be, but don't complain and say why all these people are skyrocketing higher than me. Yeah. Hello. It's an army. You're one man. Even if you have a little team, you and your 5 groups, y'all out there killing the streets, doing whatever, you cannot beat that person that got 8 floors of employees making sure that that job gets done. See, I gotta tell all indie artists this. What makes most artists rich is the people that get paid off of them. And when they make money, they want to make more money. So they say in their sales, in their mind, they say, oh, I made $1 million. I made 100,000 doing it like this. Let me do it like this and go for $1 million. Let me go for $10 million. While most independent artists, even if you make $1 million, you can't go to somebody and say, let me get 10 million for the next one. You got to start pitching off that million to make some more money. You got to, and who's the first people to get shorted in that type of crusade? The employees. When they start hearing, oh yeah, no, we made $1 million, but we had to get the new building. We had to get the new layout. We got the tour bus. We about to go on the road. They starting to look like man.
You know what's interesting? I don't know if y'all saw the clip that the clip that Key Glock Jesus the clip that Key Glock had made. Did you guys see that on one of his interviews? When he was talking about touring, doing shows in a club versus doing shows and selling tickets, and how it's more effective to do shows in which you sell tickets as opposed to show up to club, because then you'll get booked, further bookings with Live Nation, because they know you could actually fill the room. Did you guys hear that?
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
And like, I'm gonna tell artists one thing. The key thing is, he said fill the room, but the real thing is, what he should have said was, you can control the room. I mean, that's what it's really about, right? Because Live Nation sells tickets, not artists.
Right.
Well,
so listen, this is the thing. What an artist needs to find.
Hand in hand.
No, so it does go hand in hand, but they play a big factor in how big that hand gets.
Listen, what an artist is looking for, an artist is looking for somebody that's going to put them in front of an audience that will bring them a unique audience, new listeners, people who will be like, ooh, and tell their friends about it, right? So it's a difference between performing at these showcases and clubs and performing at a live concert where they're selling tickets, because these people are already ready for a performance. So whatever you give them, they're going to be tuned into. You're going to get a new fan base. You're going to get new people shazamming your music from the audience. You're going to get this automatically. From a club, you're not going to get that, because a lot of times they're like, I ain't really come to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on here? It's easier to get booked more from a bigger and larger venue like that because of the audience. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand what he's saying, but also as an artist, you have to learn that you have to build yourself up. Meet these other promoters who are working these other smaller venues that are working up to bigger venues, because you could always work your way up that way. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's not magic. You're not gonna wake up overnight and be like, oh yeah, I'm about to sell out Capital One Arena.
No, but it's more cynical than that, though, right? It's sales, it's demographics, it's who we have coming up. Now,
Okay.
Live Nation is going to get contacted by a label if they sign a new artist. Okay, we have a new artist that's ready to go on tour. Boom. Or Live Nation is going to contact the artist and say, "Are you ready for tour? Let's see your portfolio. Let's see your resume. Blah blah blah."
Right.
But the reality of the matter is, they're going to put you on shows based on what they have already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
they're filling the shows to make it happen, and
The
your
filling
job
the
to
part,
come
yes.
in is to show, I can perform 30 minutes and have this crowd
Yeah.
entertained. Now I can
Yes.
perform 40 minutes and have this crowd entertained. Now I can perform 2 hours and have this crowd
Right.
entertained. The only way
Because
that
then,
happens is based on your catalog that gets
yes.
showed and demonstrated. An
Yes.
artist that just comes out that got a first single is not, even if he's the biggest or she is the biggest name on the streets, they're not going to get a Live Nation deal like a Lil Baby, and they could probably bring more people than a Lil Baby at that point in his career, but they won't get that until they go through the chain. But what Live Nation is going to do is say, "Hey, you remind me, you fit this crowd for this artist that's coming, do that show." And until you're a big dog with a big catalog, nothing matters.
Right.
So most artists that headline are already on their second album by the time they start headlining.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's sad, but also understandable? People are upset that they don't have more locally based artists at the Broccoli Fest. And every year I get tired of the same argument, the same, I don't know, angriness. Like, we need to have our own DMV concert, but guess what? Nobody's gonna show up because nobody really cares for DMV music like that. Only people on the lineup at Broccoli Fest is Fat Trail and Brent Fayez.
Well, that's who's supposed to be on. I mean, not Fat Trail, but he's on it because of he just came home. Brent Fayez is doing his thing right now. But let's be 100%. There is plenty of festivals and concerts in the DMV. We see how those go.
Yeah, I was just thinking, even for like birthday bash and stuff like that. I haven't been to one, but I wonder if they have local artists. Because I know when you go to Atlanta, well, that's probably because most of the artists in Atlanta are the top charting artists, but their stage was filled with like people from Atlanta.
You just said it, right? In most cities, New York, Atlanta, California, they have their artists that are on the charts and that rule their radio stations. Most of these festivals are sponsored by radio stations and big promoters. Well, where are they picking the music from? The radio. What are they playing on the charts? What do the people want to hear? I mean, y'all artists that ask to perform at a festival and expect for people to get up there when you're performing and be like, "What's this record?" Crickets. You are the most selfishest mofos I ever heard of. Because it's the same. No one's here to see you, Otis.
No, let me just give a breakdown to artists who may not understand. Like real live. If you go to the studio, you pay whatever, $50 an hour, $75 an hour, right? $100, $150. You spend whatever on the video, $300, $500. That same amount of money that you just spent, you need to invest in marketing. You need to go to your local radio station and say, "Hey, I got $300. Can I get?"
Man, it don't matter how much money they send down there to WPGC or WKYS.
No.
They don't give a shit about the artists here. If you
that's not how it works.
Charlotte,
I'm not talking about send down there. I'm not talking about sending down there. Yeah, you could send that shit down there and you're going to be wasting your time. I'm talking about.
But you know what's sad though? You go to Baltimore, you turn on the radio 92Q, you might catch a Baltimore artist.
But I'm not gonna cap though. That's simply not true. That's simply not true. Shout out to Joe Young right now, who tour starts this Tuesday. March 7th. Shout out to Joe Young. I watched Joe Young do it like the old days. You right? And what I say by that is, I mean, build relationships, give them content, and now he's played every night on WKYS. Every night. He's played at every Merlin University game, home game. He's played at every Washington Wizards home game, every Redskin home game, every Towson, every Morehouse. And there's like 2 other colleges that I can't run down right now because I'm just running them all down. But he's done this by his own footwork, right? So when you ask about artists, why aren't you in the DMV? It's not about greasing pockets, right? You're not even building relationships. Don't walk up to DJ Joe Ice and be like, hey, Joe Ice, I got a new record. Joe Ice got a bunch of, first of all, people that he already got records that he's ready to push. Let alone what his radio station has gotten that they want to push. So how do you get yourself on these radars? Well, we talked about setting up label meetings, and we've talked about going up to like all these places and getting all these stuff. But what we haven't talked about is the ability to go up to a radio station and set up a radio meeting.
And you know how to do
Get
that?
with that program director.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Put your name on the list.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying go do some email shit. No, they're not looking at that. They get 1,000 of those every day. I'm talking about actually setting up a meeting with the program director, having your EP ready. If you're an artist, these are things that you should have.
Clean music.
Clean music. Radio edits. Radio ready. This is made for this ready. Have radio drops. This is made for 93.9. Yo, this is JmoneyGibbs, and you're now listening to have your drops ready. And go professionally. As an artist, I'm trying to tell you with your money, and this is how you do it. You want your shit on the radio, there's ways you could do it. You could build that relationship. Over those 30 days before you had that meeting, you could be still going to the station and building relationships before your meeting. You still be building relationships.
I mean, you can hit every radio station in the world with that. Everywhere you can go.
And
but you need to set the meetings up.
You got to set those meetings up.
And I'm sorry, I got to put this out there. Yes, you have to set these meetings up, but you shouldn't be the only one walking in those meetings. You need some type of representation.
Yeah, so that's where management comes in. That's where managed representations. That's why, you know what I'm saying, certain people have certain people doing things for them, because sometimes the radio stations might say no, and it might be hard for you to be able to take that no. Like, man, what? I just came all the way up here and spent my time, and that's why you have a manager in place to be like, man, look, really, I think you're making a bad decision, but
you just gotta weave through all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You gotta be able to have somebody who's able to weave through the bull.
Yeah, you gotta weave.
Sometimes that's not meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes going up there, that might not be meant for you. So you need to have somebody in place for that as well.
So let's talk about it real quickly here. Let's switch gears here. Angela Yee.
Yeah.
Now she said she felt like she didn't have a voice at Breakfast Club, and
that's how I be feeling. I be feeling the same way, girl. I be feeling the same way, girl.
I don't like how I don't like how it seemed implied that it was because she was a woman.
I think that's what it is, girl. Happy International Women's Month. Shout out to all my ladies out there.
Let us talk, Jezabel. Let us talk.
Biological ladies out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy being a woman these days, especially in a man's world, playing in a man's game. We often go silenced. But go ahead.
So while you had that whole 2-minute monologue right there, I could just hear Angela yelling at the top of her voice, like, tell him. Now, I wanted to say something to Angela, but I knew that social media would take it wrong. But I wanted Angela to understand something. She has that voice and platform now because it's the Angela Yee show. Now, I understand something, and I know people may not like this, but the man behind the big chair, that was his show. She was a guest host. Maybe your ideas at that time were just not along the program.
Whose show? It was nobody's show. It was their show.
Listen,
All three of them.
Listen to me.
Nah. It ain't their show. It ain't their show.
It
They
is
were
all three of
co-hosts.
their show.
They
You
have
had a segment
they
every
have
single
made a
episode.
name. They have made a name for themselves to where they are as big as the show, so you can't really go and differentiate whose show it is because their status has gotten so big. But they are the co-hosts. They were the co-hosts. You could tell by the way he would talk to them when they would come in late. You know, like
Who? Charlamagne?
not is it DJ Envy?
It's DJ Envy show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the boss.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow! I did not even know that.
Listen to me though. Number one,
their giveaway is the way that the chairs are positioned.
Listen. Number one, Yee had a segment every single episode, as well as Charlamagne. He had Donkey of the Day, and Yee had I can't even remember what the segment was, but Yee definitely had a segment every episode. You know what I'm saying? So they can't say that everybody didn't have their time and point and purpose on the show. Now I do feel like the dynamics were. I feel like the dynamics were more DJ Envy and Angela Yee. Like I feel like if anybody got ignored, it was Charlamagne because he was always saying some wild gay shit.
I mean, like, but what's more interesting is you have now been given your own show because of the light you were giving on that show.
Right. So you can't ever say, well, I mean.
Well, she can say, and I think what she was trying to do was trying to play victim and throw them under the bus. And you know, I support most women, almost all women off the top. You know, you don't even have to really do much. I'm just going to support you. But Angela Yee, for some reason, I'm not with how, like, it was a couple of things. Like, I've been waiting for her to leave the Breakfast Club since she first announced she was leaving, and she never left. Then when she did leave, she tried to make it seem like that was it for all of us. Like, the Breakfast Club is no more as it used to be. Like,
right,
girl, like, I just felt little things that she did to be shady. Now, I understand what she's saying when she says that, you know, she can't police the guys on her show. That's just like if you say anything, like, I mean, but I do, though. You know what I'm saying? I do speak up. So I don't understand why she's saying that she couldn't speak up when she could. She's talking about when they disrespected other women or when they went too hard on certain people, she couldn't say anything. It wasn't her place to say anything, and she corrected them behind the scenes. But a lot of women took issue to that because all she had to do was just like, for instance, with the Little Mama situation, you know, when Little Mama was crying or whatever, she could have just been like, you know, I understand it is a little bit hard, you know, and kind of gave her an arm or a plank to hang on to. Just certain things that Angela Yee did was just shady. I just don't like how she's trying to, I guess, put the show down now that she's no longer benefited from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's just
it looks like she's trying to shift her fan base. It looks like a marketing thing, you know, and well, I totally get it. I totally get it, but it's cap, you know. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but even if it did or didn't, right? There's just some things that you won't be able to do until it's your name on the moniker. Even if it was all three of their show, the show was called The Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. That means that you only have what they call options to throw in the suggestion box. But if it doesn't work for the team, it doesn't work for the team. Ultimately, they're owned by someone else. So
yeah, I just don't believe that she wasn't able to speak up. I mean, and sometimes she could have just been like, it was a few times where she was like, no, come on now, guys. Like that's everybody's issue.
Yeah, we're gonna come up here on her own show.
Don't come up here and make it seem like these men put a gag toy in your mouth and you couldn't speak up, and don't diss them now that you're no longer on the show. You had just enough room to speak up. especially during Women's Month. Now you want to look like the victim, but
Hmm.
there were other women that you pretty much didn't help out or didn't support or didn't empower when they were right there getting ridiculed by your team members. So I'm just not with her bullshit. I'm glad that she's no longer on the Breakfast Club because to me, she wasn't really that interesting. Um, I,
What?
I feel like
You didn't
Charlemagne.
like the Angela Yee report?
I mean, when DJ Envy did it, it was cool.
Well, look, J Money couldn't even remember what it was called, so
Look, it messed me because as soon as I'm about to say it, I forgot.
it was just literally her name. Report.
That's how much of an impact she did not have on the show. I do like lip service sometimes, but I just her like what Chaka Khan said about Mary. Her voice is just too damn flat for me. So I don't know. I wish her all the best. Like Yee is, I think she's in my book kind of a little under Wendy. Like she's up there, a female radio host. So
I
I
can't
don't
even.
want to disrespect her.
If I
I just
tell y'all,
I'm not with her bullshit.
if I tell y'all the other host who I thought was going to take her place, y'all gonna laugh me out.
Who you thought?
Chocolate
Not
chip and sip.
L'Oreal.
Chocolate chip and sip.
Who the hell is that?
Oh, the other girl who be doing the joints out Philly.
I don't need to be into it like that, you know.
Which
I ain't
one?
gonna hold y'all.
The one that's on her lip service?
I don't even know.
Y'all know who they should let take it over though? Oh my God, this is genius. Nicki Minaj. I would love to get the Nicki Minaj report, and she could tell the Bob, she could bring the Queen report, the Queen joint right on over there. Take that podcast and make it syndicate. Come on over to the Breakfast Club.
I think they would get into it a little bit too much. But,
That would make it good. That would make it good. That would make it good. We should start arguing back and forth and being unproductive every once in a while. I think that
we don't ever be unproductive.
I mean, but I do like the debate with you though. So
yeah,
me and you could go back and forth all day.
Now I gotta tell y'all one thing, y'all. I have not seen the Chris Rock special. Am I ghetto for that?
No, I haven't seen it either. So don't be upset. I want to see it though.
I haven't seen it either, but I did hear it. So do you want me to tell you what he said, or you read?
Oh, nah, I'm gonna watch it. But I did hear he was definitely slapping back at the Will Smith, and I ain't gonna lie.
Nothing but facts.
I've been reading mixed reviews about it on social media, so I will be watching it. I haven't paid my Netflix bill.
Before you go on, I do want to say this.
I can tell you how you can watch it. I got you.
I am sick of Black women pandering and just doing like making everything a man against woman type of thing. I seen a lot of replies like, there he goes beating down Black women again. I don't know about Meghan Markle, but the other bitch deserve it. So I don't get why, like, even with the Chris Brown thing, like, I'm just so sick of, like, it's just annoying.
So I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening. I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening, and y'all don't realize it because it's subliminal, right? But this is what the government is doing, and this is what society is doing. They're really trying to demasculate men. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to empower women and have women be. No, it's for real. It's really what's going on, and it's really subliminal. But you know what I'm saying? They're trying to do this because it's all about money. You know what I'm saying? It's all about economy and money, and they're trying to have control over that. So that's why I don't think it's
about money. I do see the demasculation, but I don't look at it as demasculating, right?
It's power. It's not money, it's power.
Yeah, but like this, like what I emasculate, but what I really look at it as this. They're trying to, society is still very much so racist, but the people in control are, it's like the Underground Railroad in a way. They're trying to figure out a way. I mean, you can find a white man in almost half of the same photos or same type of situations that they saying is emasculating a Black man. So my problem is this: if Brad Pitt can get up there in a Speedo and take his photo, and they say he's the world's sexiest man in a pink sweater or whatever, why is it that when a black actor gets up there, it's
Well,
automatically?
Cameron did it, and he looked damn good in pink.
We gotta understand something. Like people are trying to give us bones of what the society is deeming safe. They kind of like are tired of us. We can't fight back any other way. They're trying to throw us bones, man. Like maybe if you didn't look so black hoodie down, they wouldn't think you're about to rob them when you walking down the street. Maybe if you had your pants a little tighter, they can see you don't got a gun in your waist buckle and won't be ready to run from you. Like someone said to me this weekend, man, your pants have gotten tighter since you moved to Atlanta. I said, well, let me tell you something. I have the easiest check-ins at the club ever. Because most of my friends, when they come in town, they're getting patted down heavy. I get to walk right in. And a lot of people think it's because I'm Sixxcess. It's because, no, they see I don't have anything on. I don't wear my coat in the club. I don't carry bags in the club. I'm just wearing my pants and my shirt, and my jacket is usually something that's nice and fitted. I mean,
I would say they don't gotta be tight though. Jeez.
No, it ain't gotta be stripper pants. It ain't gotta be stripper pants.
Stretch pants, yoga pants.
Skinnies are made to let us to even out the playing field. To like, yeah, that's why you gotta start dressing. That's why they got them nice suit cuts. Most black men just go in the store and buy a suit and don't even get it tailored to their body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys are familiar with Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
Well, who?
So the other day I was watching Man on Fire.
Oh yeah.
Cried the entire end of the show, of course. Who doesn't
Denzel
like Dakota?
Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started to think, and I was like, I've never seen Denzel in a gay role. Why is that?
Because he doesn't want to play a gay role.
Right. So when I see rappers and actors and basketball players doing feminine stuff, I don't feel like it's the media or the people, the machine making them do these things. I feel like a lot of people are doing things that they already want to do. Mm-hmm. And I hate the excuse or the thing where people be like, oh, the industry or the media is making this person more feminized. Maybe that's just how men want to be nowadays.
Now, well, have you guys seen Philadelphia?
It's a movie?
It's one of Denzel Washington's first movies.
Oh no, I don't. You know what? I don't know. Was this the one where no, I don't know.
Well,
was he locked up or something? And then
he was a homosexual in that one.
Are you serious?
Yes. He was a homosexual.
Well, you just debunked my whole shit.
He was fighting with, keeping it concealed or letting it out pretty much.
I mean, but did he do any gay shit though?
Well, I mean, you guys have to watch the movie.
No, you don't.
You have to watch the movie.
Right. Just
some things you can't see.
I mean, listen.
We'll watch it.
Listen, all right, listen. This is gonna sound weird, but I don't. This is why also I don't.
Wait. Hold on.
This is also why I don't act. But the same way.
Wait. Denzel was not gay. Okay.
What was it?
I knew I wasn't lying. I knew it. And the reason I knew it is because he spoke about this. I forgot what he spoke about. They always say Denzel doesn't take roles he doesn't want. That's going to make him look any type of weird. Tom Hanks was the homosexual, and Denzel was his lawyer. I just had to read the synopsis. Don't you dare.
Well, watch the movie.
So back to my point.
Watch the movie. Watch the movie.
So right. I just read the whole thing. I don't need to
watch it.
And coin. I'm not about to. I probably will when I get some time, but
I won't.
Yeah.
But like honestly, it's just about that same versatility that y'all ask artists to have when they're in the studio. That's the
No,
same
it's
thing.
That's
not.
not
No,
versatility.
it's not.
And you know what I realized too? I said
No, it's like-
if we have to have a homosexual in every flick, every film that
that
comes
shit's
out,
irritating.
then we need a representation of every minority. A Chinese person, a Spanish person, a
They
white
do have
person,
those.
a black person, not a white person, but
I mean,
Asian.
Fast and Furious.
They do got those. They
Not
do
in
got.
every movie. In
I
every
mean,
I forgot what
10 of
movie
the
I was
Fast and Furious
watching.
is happening.
What was I
All
watching
10
the
of
other?
Fast and Furious.
Woman is king. The woman king. And the thing that pissed me off, it was like, dang, they just had to have a gay person in here. Like, why couldn't it just be a regular movie? But
Well,
I ain't see no Chinese people in there. I ain't see no Spanish people in there.
did you
Like,
see
if we're
Gladiator?
going to equal opportunity for all minorities, and if we have to place homosexuals in every flick, then we have to have a representation of every minority in every flick. It's just not fair.
Man,
I
listen.
think they did a great job with Fast and Furious.
I watch too much TV. All of it is Asian. He plays gay. He's now in a movie playing more gay. A lot of them are really gay though in real life, so they're just playing it.
No, not gay minorities, just minorities, period. If
So
you're going to put a homosexual in every movie, then you should have a representation of each minority in every movie. That's all I'm saying. Make it fair across the board.
So should
I don't remember anything gay in
so
Fast and
should
Furious.
should straight I want to say straight black men, but because that's what I care about. But should straight men not play gay roles? Specifically, straight black men, should they not play gay roles?
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. With that,
J Money, you being an actor. You being an actor, I think you know what my next question is.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. I can tell you two things. There's been a time where they wanted me to play a gay role, and they even offered me an extra $1,000 to do it, and I said no, I don't want to do it.
Okay, but listen though,
why not?
What if it was?
Or did you have to kiss?
What if it was more than 1,000? I mean, we know Will Smith didn't get $1,000 or $2,000, $3,000 for Crying Game.
I don't want to do that just because I don't want to.
So you wouldn't sell your soul?
Is that what that is?
I mean, you have morals, you have a backbone. If there's certain things that you wouldn't do, even if money is involved, then I could respect that. I actually like that. But if you could be moved, and that's what I was saying about Denzel. It's basically like he'll just be like, "No, I'm good. Give it to Cuba."
You know what I'm saying? He loves that. I mean, I'm sorry, he'll say like, I don't want it.
It is what it is. It is what.
Alicia said, "Give it to Wesley." Alicia said, "Give it."
You know what? Tu Wong Fu, I think, was Wesley's only gay movie, if I'm not mistaken. But I love that movie.
I still never seen it. I still never seen it.
I love Tu Wong. I was young when I first saw it, so I didn't even. And that's another thing. Here we go. Perfect point. So I was young when I seen that movie, and it did not make me feel any type of ways about trans. So when they say trannies haven't had representation, how old is that damn movie? That movie is old as dirt. Yeah. And it didn't make me, when I see them in the street, be like, ew, or throw rocks at them. No, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think any normal person has a problem with someone's sexual orientation. I think that it gets a problem when you make it our problem that we're not overly happy about your sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people need to stop worrying about what's happening between other people's legs. It's not your damn business. That's like worrying about how much. No, that's like worrying
when they start walking in our bathrooms, bro.
It is.
Listen,
thank you.
That is like worrying about how much tire pressure somebody has in their tires. It's not your damn business. They got to figure their shit out. Stop worrying about other people's fucking tire pressure. Worry about your own damn tires.
You know what? Sometimes
Sometimes
I forget JmoneyGibbs has kids and he's fighting for the future, but he says things like that.
Listen, make it make sense. You don't need to be worried about what the fuck is happening.
You know what? That's
Unless it's your
so funny.
partner, unless it's your sexual partner, and you went to the clinic with him and y'all doing y'all thing. You don't need to be worrying about somebody else's tire pressure. Leave that tire
I'm gonna tell you
pressure.
that you have to worry about anything you have to explain, right?
I get you. I completely understand that. But me as a woman, and this is funny because I've been going to the gym recently. Even changing in the locker room, I don't just take off my towel and be willy-nilly titties everywhere. Like, I still am uncomfortable with other women who have the same shit as me looking at I still cover up a little bit. So just imagine if a woman with a beard is in there. I'm gonna be livid. I thought about it this morning. I said, oh my gosh, if a trainee was in here, I would probably flip. Like, because it's not that I don't like them. I just wouldn't want a man in a woman's space. That's where you're supposed to feel comfortable.
Let me tell you a place that said, we don't care what's between your legs. New Jersey State Penitentiary, who threw a trans in prison, and now that trans is pregnant.
Or she got people pregnant.
No.
She's in a male's prison?
No, yeah, that trans got 2 inmates pregnant, 2 other female inmates pregnant.
Yeah, I remember that. And then gonna lie and say she got him. Well, not she. He got raped.
And shouldn't they have been worried about it, J Money?
The safety, yeah.
I mean, like, let's just be real here. Anything, even that tire pressure thing, anything that I have to explain. Anything that I have to take time to explain, I have to worry about it. You know why? Because one day my son will be driving. And if he gets in his car and his little tires and Scooby doing across the ground, and someone pulls him over and say, hey, you need to put some air in that tire or you're going to lose your rim. He going to come to me and say, Dad, did you know if I didn't put air in my tire, it could go all the way down and it could damage my rim? And I could, and then now be on me to say, yeah, I knew that, son. Why didn't I make sure you understood that too?
What the fuck?
So it is our responsibility to teach and understand tire pressure and to make sure that everybody understands tire pressure and we spread that information along.
Listen, you worry about your own fucking tire pressure. You don't worry about everybody else's tire pressure.
Nah, but what if I don't tell that man? What if the man beside me? What if the man beside me has flat tires?
You don't stop at the light. You don't stop at the light and be like, "Damn, I wonder how much gas he got in his tank." Hey, bro, you need to pull up at the gas station because you need some gas. I'll get.
Nah, listen. I see a reflection. If I'm driving beside a man,
we get what you're saying, J Money. What we're saying is, we get exactly what you're saying. What we're saying is, of course, we're not going to question it. But let's say you're driving in front of us and you're moving really slow. And I'm like, why are you moving really slow? Oh, your tire pressure. It's kind of like,
or you're out of gas.
In your space, we're not like. Blair White, she's a trans that I watch on YouTube. She looks like a woman. If she was to come in the locker room, I would not know that she's a trans, so I wouldn't worry about it. But if you have a beard, full-on beard, and look like a whole husky football player, and you're walking in there, I'm gonna question it.
No, I know it's gonna fuck you up.
And like, it's crazy. It's crazy because listen, like this is something that we have to understand. Everything that happens in America is our problem. Everything. It's all connected to the greater purpose of all of us surviving together as one. We do have to worry about it. We do have to question it. We do have to understand. We got to work together and figure it out. I mean, because just like anything new, I remember when the push to starts first came out, bro. And I used to sell cars, and I could tell you how many people came up there and looked at that thing like, "Where the key? How does this work?" And even when you said you push the button, they push it, nothing happened. You're like, "Oh, you got to put your foot on the brake too." Oh, this is nice, you know. So It's new. When things are new, they need to be explained, not just thrown on you and told to you, this is how it's always supposed to be. You're wrong.
I didn't. That's not what I'm saying. But
No,
I am
What are you
saying,
saying?
worry about it when it needs to be worried about. Don't go around questioning people's tire pressure when it's not your freaking business.
Okay, I feel like this is being directed towards me. Listen, I am not homophobic or transphobic. But what I don't like is I don't like delusions, and I don't like people trying to
I
convince
don't
me of their
either.
delusion.
Yes.
No, J Money
Okay.
is the dude.
Do not violate my space, and do not violate me as a natural woman. Like, that's just my only problem. That's it.
Okay, Aretha. But listen, J Money is the guy that will watch a dude build the AR-15 and walk into a school, fire off a few rounds, and then say, you know what? I'm going to go call somebody because I think that dude's about to shoot up a school. No, I'm the guy that if I see him building that AR-15, I'm like, bro, what you doing? What the fuck?
You going with that?
No, listen.
The same direction.
I'm gonna explain to you. I'm the dumbass who will probably be like, who the dude who got the AR-15? He'll probably be like, hey, can you go to the store and just pick up some of these bullets? Oh, and some gloves. And some duct tape too. And I'll be like, all right, bet. Hey, so fuck you about to do with this? He'd be like, you'll see. And I'll be like, okay.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, like I ain't know, like yeah, that
you know what?
You know what I'm saying? Like you might almost got me. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't know what the fuck you was doing.
Boy, when God made you, like what
you duct tape? I thought you needed some duct tape. I thought you were about to do a science project or something. I thought we had a school project.
Look, man, everybody that's watching, y'all make sure you hit that like, subscribe button for sure, man.
Yes, please go ahead.
This dude crazy.
Like, why would they make this my science partner? I thought we had a science project to do. He said, hey, can you get the supplies? Yeah, we're gonna need some duct tape. You know what I'm saying?
I hate it, science.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You be that guy. You be that guy that was that's whining on the stand with the excess testosterone trial, talking about he only got 5K. He said, they didn't want to give me nothing.
Hold on, for killing them? 5K?
Nah, so there was 3 of them or 4 of them, but one of them literally did nothing. And the leader of the pack said that he should get nothing because he did nothing. And then the other ones convinced him to give him at least 5K since he was there, and that would keep him from snitching. Well, backfired on them because he snitched. He snitched anyway. He snitched anyway.
Gave him more than 5K.
Well, I mean, with them not giving you 5K, been a little bit of motivation for you to snitch too.
We were supposed to do it this week, to snitch or not to snitch. I'm taking it to the grave, baby. I'm taking it to the grave.
Okay.
That's only because I've been testified against. And I have a charge on my record currently because a bitch ass nigga pointed me out in the motherfucking court. Okay? So I don't like fucking snitches. I'm Boosie all day. I don't like that shit.
Hey, can we do a reenactment?
So what? I was wrong.
How were you pointed at? Give me a reenactment.
They was like, do you see the defendant in the courtroom? Him and the little bitch. They was like, right there with the red and white blouse on. And I was just looking at them like, y'all snitch ass bitches. Like,
oh, that's amazing.
So, excuse my language, y'all. Sorry for cussing so much, but I don't like snitches either. Like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all.
That's all right, yeah. Somebody dropped it. So you've been 6'9" against.
I have been.
That's crazy.
I have been. And I got my ass beat as a kid too because I told. So I understand.
I was gonna say I understand too. No, listen, I understand too, but I believe two things.
Right, go ahead.
What's two things I believe?
What's the first?
One, I don't believe in the snitching shit.
Okay.
Second, I believe don't put yourself in snitchable situations. If you feel like I'm gonna let a motherfucker know, don't do some shit around me that I'm uncomfortable with. Nah, nigga, don't do that.
Because you're gonna snitch, right?
Leave me the fuck out of it. Leave me the fuck out of it. I got something to live for. Leave me the fuck out of that shit. Like I got a lawyer, like nah, but leave me the fuck out of that shit. You need to know. You need to know. You know what I'm saying? Your situation.
But you will.
I believe if I put myself in a situation, I'm saying, oh, I'm about to be down. I'm about to go do something. No, nigga, you put yourself. You know that you was doing some illegal shit. You knew what the fuck you was about to do. What you know? You don't have the right to fucking snitch. The fuck, you better get the fuck on. You chose that. You picked that path, motherfucker. No.
You're looking at 20 years.
You chose that. You knew it's 20 years or 20 grand. You chose this. You decided. You had a choice.
You witnessed a murder.
You had the choice.
You know, I got into it with one of my ex-best friends because of that. She was like, so if you saw somebody getting murdered, you wouldn't say nothing? I ain't going to say nothing, but shit, I smoked my J and went right back in the house. I ain't got shit to do with that shit. I ain't got shit to do with that shit. Y'all ain't about to come back and kill my ass. My ass smoked my J and went right back in the house. Fuck that.
You got to know when shit your like, is that your flat tire? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know when shit's your business and not your business.
What if you found out your white boss is stealing a lot of money?
Listen, like,
I'm a blackmail his ass. I ain't gonna snitch though. Definitely about to blackmail his ass, extort his ass.
Yeah, hey, we can find out right here.
Yeah.
Say, buddy, I don't know about you.
I ain't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying shit. If I put myself in a situation, I ain't gonna say shit, but I'm not gonna put myself in a situation. I'm gonna let you know, like, nah, nigga.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
What if a kid gets shot?
The police may or may not be able to beat it out of me. That's what
if a kid gets shot, what would y'all do? I'm still not saying shit.
If you telling me if it's a situation like somebody is like, oh, they try and beat the shit out of me to get the code to the safe, nigga, I'm not gonna say shit. You might not. I'm not gonna tell him.
I have to know a lot.
You know the code just phone. Like, no, I'm not gonna tell him. Like, you're not gonna get it out of me. You gonna have to beat the shit out. Like, no, if you my man and I know some shit, I'm not gonna say shit. If you saying a situation like that, but if I put myself in a situation, you know what I'm saying, where it's dealing with the law, and I know that the circumstances are either I'm to get this money or it's gonna be time, then I know that I gotta shut the fuck up.
What if it's something done against your kid or your family and you see it? Are you gonna point them out to the police?
What? Like, what? I don't even understand what you're asking me right now. Like,
what if it's closely directed to you? Because I mean, we all ain't Batman. Niggas ain't out here Batman. Write it down.
The number for Batman.
I think that situation for me would depend. It would depend on if I plan on getting that motherfucker or if I'ma still be saved. So if I'ma still be saved, I might not tell on the person. I'ma try to do something though.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to listen. Like, the crazy thing about it is, y'all know. Y'all got to know, Six is gonna make sure that somebody sits. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I witness you kill a child and I know it's you. Now, I ain't gonna be the guy that run down to the police station, and I'm damn sure not gonna be the guy that calls the 1-800 tip line. But if the police come to your home and ask you, did you see this person killed this kid, and they got a picture of the person that you saw do it, you're not going to say, yeah, that was him.
No, I'm going to let them do their job.
They need your help. The police need help to close the case.
Listen, I just learned the number from
somebody else probably saw it. They can get the information from them. That's none of my business.
What if there's a camera? What if there's camera footage of you standing on your cell phone outside, and you're the only one in the camera range, and they can see that you're clearly the only person there, and the victim, and the person that did it? Are you still not going to help them close that?
No, they need to zoom in that motherfucking camera.
Listen, I just learned the number for 911. Like, I didn't even know what the number was, and I found out what the number for 911 was. And I just learned today that there was a national tip hotline. Like, I didn't even know that was a hotline that you could call.
No justice, no peace.
You know what I'm saying? This is new information. And I feel like people need to know their rights and have their legal things in order, because you could just have a lawyer and you don't got to say shit.
So,
Yeah,
so
my
we're not keeping our people safe no more, y'all. That's what's problem. We
no,
are not
that's not the
policing.
problem. That is not the problem. Um, my views come from me still suffering from somebody snitch on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get my record expunged right now. If the girl would have never pressed charges and showed up to court, my ass would probably be working for the CIA right now.
Yeah, nah, but think about it
They
though. But
got
think
in
about
the
it though.
way of my future.
Nah, you here though. We got you now. You here.
So
You own
I
Boss
wouldn't get in
Kids
the way of nobody
Radio.
else's future.
Listen, you got to understand this, right? This is what.
So what?
So
I was guilty.
in 2000, in 2000, and I want to say 19, that was my 5th time being locked up, and my father was through the roof at that point. He's like, I'm done. Enough. He said, at this point on, try sending other people to jail. You know what it feels like. Don't go back. That was the best advice my father had given me after all these years telling me,
Why would you send
don't ever
anybody?
Send
snitch.
somebody else instead.
I mean, listen, if you know that you're about to get into it with someone and someone is going super crazy on you and they talking gangster as this world does, instead of you writing down on your op and ending his life and or trying to and staggering your life, you might as well go ahead and get yourself protection, get yourself what they call them stay away orders, even if it is against your op. Your op now has a protection. You now have a protective order against your op to protect yourself. And now, even if your op runs up on you and you smoke them, like at least now you've protected yourself by going to the law and putting that in place. And I mean, even if he violates and you get the right to send him to jail for a long time, I mean, whatever the case happens, you're not staggering your potential and what you got to do. And he was right. He was
That's
right.
different.
I can't sit up here and we can't keep letting people bring us down and make us act out of character. We gotta get all these riffraffs off the streets. What if they don't want to live like citizens in America? Why should they be allowed to walk the streets freely? And we have all the power to stop the world from being corrupt and crazy and stupid by just
Sounds good. Sounds real good.
at least if we got the police busy locking up real criminals and real people, maybe that would stop them from killing innocent black
people. You hear about what's happening in Atlanta? They shutting down that the police
training headquarters.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they've been riding. They've been riding about that for a minute. They've been riding about that for a minute down here. I mean, it's been going crazy. But there's also they're trying to shut down the training headquarters up here in Atlanta. But then, of course, in Mississippi, I believe they're trying to overturn Jim Crow.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, apparently, the Jim Crow law is a pretty thing that protects us black people, I guess. So I got to do a lot of research.
Does it protect us, really?
Does anything protect us?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
So, from my understanding, it's basically, I think they're saying that they're going to have certain people appointed, and what they saying, black people can't vote on it in that specific city or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that'll be interesting because I don't know the last time I voted, so yeah.
I don't know. I'm a separatist, so I just feel like we need to have our own communities. Where was I at? Baltimore. Baltimore is very segregated, and I didn't know that until I started going up there more. But I'm all for separating.
Yeah, well, apparently it's supposed to be about making sure slavery doesn't happen, and I know I'm on record saying slavery can never and will never happen again. And I'm gonna stand on that record. I'm gonna stand on that record. I just don't see them ever being able to just right in our faces start rounding up people and making them work and not paying.
I know what the fuck you was about to say.
I don't think that's going to happen either. I feel like they're doing a better job wiping us out with the Latinos. And not, let me specify what I'm saying is basically they're giving us the ammunition to kill ourselves while the Hispanic population is tripling over us. Same thing Candace Owens says, which ultimately hurts us the most because we were already a non-factor. Now we're really a non-factor.
I mean, what, black people?
Yeah.
The thing
Are you
about,
paying attention to what's going on?
yeah, but the thing I feel
Do
like
you
about,
look around when you go out?
yeah, I do.
For
But in my
every
where
one
I'm
black
at,
child that's born, there are 5 Latino kids born. And not that it's a problem. I'm not saying that it's a problem that they're having children. What I'm saying is they're overpopulating. They're the ones that's working. They're the ones who's getting, who's voting. Who, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the powers that we're fighting for, we're ultimately still losing because our population is going down and down and down and down. That's just how I look at
well,
it.
you know what to stop our population from going down? And this doesn't go for you as a woman, but maybe you can speak to your counterparts and let them know that it shouldn't be a cash app every time there's an encounter. And maybe
I don't think it's that.
black,
I think
black
it's I think it's the children killing each other and the parents not parenting.
it is that, but
That's the main
today's
factor. It's not the abortions.
it's not in today's world now to even sustain and have anything, it's too much financial red tape in our community, you know. And a lot of the guys and gals are putting the bag first as opposed to the future first. I mean, there's a lot of people I know that are in their mid-30s with no children. Why? Because they're chasing the bag and their dreams and their goals.
Who
There's
wants to
people.
struggle?
I mean, hey, hey.
Yo, I haven't seen a single mother yet that made me want to have a kid. I haven't seen.
Oh,
I
that
haven't
do
even.
not exist. That doesn't exist. It's impossible to
I'm
be a
just
single
saying.
parent and,
I've
and, and inspire
seen.
somebody.
I'm about to
It's
say I've
impossible.
probably seen a few married couples to where I'm like, oh, okay, like I wouldn't. They make me want to have a kid. It's a couple of my friends that's married that did it that way, but shit, everybody else they struggling. They struggling.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yo,
That's
economy.
this
I
guy,
mean,
this
It's
so
guy
so
why
said
much a
that.
not?
parent got to do. It's
Why
so
not
much.
pop a plan B if you know this nigga ain't shit? You want
Yo,
to end up like them
y'all saw the
hoes?
one.
Hell
Y'all saw
no.
the guy who said he had 7 kids, and he was like, I didn't want to have them 7 kids. He was like, I don't give a fuck about them 7 kids. I told them women that I didn't want them kids. That's on them.
Bro, did you
I
see the
said because
guy
when
that
they
has
said that, I
30
said you can get
kids?
the plan B. He said I could get the plan B. I said I pay for the abortion. When they said no to that, that's not on me. Don't come to me with
That's
shit.
not. It's not on him. It's
It's
definitely
not.
not on him. I got in an argument with a few people on
Power
that
to that
page.
man. Listen, procreation is the whole purpose. I don't understand why. It's like it's amazing how everybody. There's a lot of people that say, I want to still live good. I want to get to heaven. I want to have a better life. I want to be blessed." But
Mhm.
they don't want to procreate. Like that's how you be blessed. That's how you have all these things. Yes.
That's not true.
No, listen.
Sometimes God make you to bless other people. And if
Nah,
you have kids in the way, you won't be able to do his work. Why you think nuns don't have sex and don't have kids?
but what? Nah, but really, like,
Huh?
okay, so listen, nuns live that lifestyle as what they deemed as a punishment for whatever they were doing beforehand.
Y'all talking about Oprah Winfrey?
I don't
Nah,
think that's why
nuns.
they live that so. I think they live that way to devote their lives to God.
I have never met a baby nun.
Because that's a decision you make when you're an adult.
Right.
What was she
After
talking
you've
about?
like they've already usually most nuns have went through some shit.
What happened in Sister Act?
I thought you had to be a virgin to be a nun until Whoopi Goldberg showed up.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what? We gotta research that.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta research that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how nuns are
Because you're here
made.
to do God's work. There's a lot of people that choose not to have kids for a variety of reasons, but I wouldn't say that a kid is your blessing, because sometimes a kid could be
I mean, yeah.
your
Look,
roadblock.
look, Jesus,
You know what?
Jesus didn't have any kids either. I mean, listen, Jesus didn't have any kids either, so I get them. But also, Jesus' story stopped at the cross.
This is like Jurassic Park Dominion, when she had the dinosaur had the baby without, you know what I'm saying, getting pregnant. Is this what you're talking about?
No. At the end of the day,
I don't remember. I need to see it again.
Having kids is 100% what keeps your that's why it's called generational wealth. You have to be able to pass that shit along, keep that shit going. That's how your name is what
generational wealth is for people that have kids. If you don't have no kids, the wealth
you can't create generational wealth. You're done.
This is what else
with you.
There's nothing wrong with spoiling yourself and living a fulfilling life.
Nothing.
I remember I met a girl. I met a few people. I met this one girl. She was serious as hell, and I think she was like 29. She was like, I don't want no kids. And I was surprised because I've never met anybody that didn't want kids. But she was dead ass serious. Like,
did you ask her why? Did you ask her why? Did you ask her why?
Well, she said because she got nieces and nephews, and she had to take care of her brothers and sisters all her life, and she had been babysitting all her life, and she just don't want to do it again. So she's just going.
All right, now listen. Do not shoot me when I ask this question. Damn! I hope I don't get canceled.
Are you gonna ask me? Can she have kids?
Nah.
I was like, because I don't know. I
was gonna ask you, is she a big girl?
No, she wasn't a big girl. She was a real petite, probably like 4'9", thick.
Fairly attractive though.
I mean, I don't know what white attractive is.
White? She was white?
She was white Hispanic.
Oh, that girl don't count.
Like, she was from somewhere in South America, like Colombian, I think, either Colombian or something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like her real problem is she just haven't had the opportunity because she's been so busy taking care of everybody else to find someone that makes her want to take care of herself.
Oh, is she borderline diabetic?
No, it's not even that, bro. It's just like most people that be like, you know, like I don't know, most people that just don't want no family, like, or don't want no like kids and shit like that. If they take care of everybody all the time, they've dismissed the idea of taking care of themselves.
Yeah,
they don't even think it's possible to have a good time, be free.
Listen, what I was gonna say is, y'all, it's really, you gotta be careful now, because the economy now, they have created a McDonald's where there's nobody that works there. It's all electronic. It's all drive-through. You can go inside, it has a bathroom, but you can order your food. But listen, the thing that I'm saying to you is, listen to what's happening with the economy and the money, right? Because at this McDonald's, it could be no cash tender. You only could pay with your credit card or your debit card or Cash App or Apple Pay. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have, but then another thing is happening. What they're doing now in all banks, which they started on March 1st, y'all didn't realize, is that if you don't spend the money, or if your account is not active at a certain time, so even if you have a savings account and you have money in there, if you just leave the money in your savings account and it's not active, they're starting to take percentages out of your accounts. You see what's happening?
That's what I'm taking all my money out the bank.
No, but it's not. You need to have some money in the bank. You need to have some cash, because the way to think. Because think about this: what happens if the power goes out and there's no electricity? Because I remember there was a time before I had endless money on the food stamp card and I couldn't even get nothing because they was like, "Oh yeah, the power's out. We only taking cash." You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about these situations. So I'm just saying, just notice a lot's happening with that. There's a lot of other things going on with this subliminal messages out here, man. But it's stuff happening right now. Just pay attention. Pay attention.
A lot of people I see in the comments, he says kids can be a curse if not ready. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing about it is, anything is a curse if not ready.
Yeah.
Your job in life is not to walk around not ready. I mean, have you ever been like, yo, we got to be somewhere at 9, and you
Not get
go
ready.
pick up somebody and you're like, bro, you're not ready yet? Bro, you're not ready yet? Like, you ever been waiting on your girl all day long and she's still not ready? Like, that synopsis is the same way in life. It's like,
No,
wait, you're
it's
not
not.
you're not ready yet?
Black people do that.
Yeah. Black
White
people do that.
people, other people, like other races, other cultures actually plan shit out. And I think that's another issue I have with the black community. Is too, like, we teach ourselves that, oh, we're just gonna, if it happens, we're just gonna keep on going. Like, don't even take any precautions to plan your life out. Just go ahead and take risk and shit, figure it out along the way. No, that's not how it's supposed to go.
I mean, the plan starts well before kids come into play, though.
Yeah.
So if you haven't reached whatever that plan is, and I don't know, however amount of time it takes, right? But if it's the plan, then there's also a timeline associated with that plan, or it's not really a plan at all.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're already outside of that timeline, you now need to be thinking about, what's my future? Who could I pass on this along to that maybe if I can't finish it, they can get the baton and I can take what I have, my resources down, and pass the baton to them and get
That's
them.
why people
Listen,
open nonprofit organizations and
listen.
do stuff for unfortunate people. It's not all about having a kid to pass it along to. If you're here to bless people, you're here to bless people. Some people, my cousin, he's in his 40s. That nigga don't want no kids. He want all his money for himself. He just want to travel and have a good time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, it's
No,
not. That's not.
And it's called smart goaling. It's called smart goaling. You have to be smart. You need to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. If you have a goal or something in mind, if you have a child, if you have anything in place, you need to be smart about it. And even if it is something unexpected, you're like, okay, because life occurrences happen. Sometimes things happen that are unexpected. And you're like, okay, if this does happen unexpected, are you prepared for it? Or are you preparing yourself for it? You know what I'm saying? You got to think about things like that, whether it's a kid or not. And speaking of that too, I also have a coat drive going on. We have a kids coats and women's coats for women's month this month. So I have coats given away all
Boy,
this week.
it's almost summertime. It's been 70 degrees all month.
I know. They brand new coats.
I'm just
Any brand new coats.
Niggas
brand
amazing.
new coats. We got brand new coats though.
Kids in the motherfucking future. Kids in the wave, man. And you know you got to plan out your life. And speaking of kids in the future, coat drive. Pull up on this.
Yeah. Nah, for real though.
No, you're right though, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Kids need a place to, free themselves and be creative. And speaking of being free and creative, I got a concert tomorrow night down here in Atlanta. My boy Joe Young. So y'all down here in Atlanta. If y'all don't know, hit me up in my inbox. Hit me up. Go to my page, Rolling with Sixxcess, or I Am Sixxcess, and get all that information. Y'all definitely should be hitting that like and subscribe button for sure.
Down at the bottom.
Yeah. Now, it's definitely about just setting the trend and having something that is not stopping with you when it comes to me with kids. Honestly, my first kid, I did not want, especially not in the way I had him. You know what I'm saying? But then my second kid, I was like, yeah, I need something that I, can actually put my hands on and nurture and upbring the way I wanted to, infiltrate lifestyle. So, yeah, it's just weird. Kids are an amazing thing to have, but also crazy as well.
Don't forget, expensive.
Well,
and hard.
If
you want to give them the best life possible.
Anything is expensive, right? Based on what your expenses are. I mean, listen, a person that drives a Corolla, right? A Toyota Corolla, you wouldn't want them coming up to you talking about how expensive their car is and you drive a Bentley. It's
I
like,
mean,
what?
What you saying?
but the
Like,
Bentley could
you're
have been
gonna.
given.
That,
The Bentley
what I'm
could have been
saying,
a gift, and the
what I'm
Corolla
saying
probably
is,
$20,000.
you're always going to do what you can afford to get what you need done.
I
At
don't
the
What's
end
believe
of
wrong
the
with
that
that
day,
logic.
Corolla?
what's wrong with the Corolla? Besides, besides it being a Corolla,
I think that's what I was
I ain't
saying
like,
is basically just making it work. And I think that's why a lot of our kids are suffering now because we're not really planning like efficiently. Um, it's hard to just make things happen and a kid pops up and you're just making it happen. That means that you cannot ultimately provide that kid with the best that they can have because you're just getting by trying to make it work. I think that's a problem.
nah, like I think that it is a problem
I went through that.
if
So
you're looking at if you have a kid and
mm,
you living in the trap and you living a hard life and you're trying to compare that kid's upbringing to goddamn Blue Ivies, then I mean maybe you know maybe, but a lot of people do not ask themselves like that. You'll sit up here and a lot of these kids. Shannon Sharp said that one of his things that what was maybe it was Shannon Sharp. Dennis Rodman said that one of his things he regretted was playing so much basketball and focusing on so much basketball that he
Shannon
missed.
Sharp said that. You was right.
Well, he missed his kids growing up and all
Yeah.
that, you know.
Hmm.
So it was like, wow. But you won 2 Super Bowls. Now there's a lot of parents that play football who said my kids are here. I'm done. They don't have 2 Super Bowls. They don't have their own show. But guess who they watch every day? Shannon Sharp. So at the end of the day, having kids is not the problem. You still got to make those sacrifices if you want things because his kids are good. Maybe what they I like when I hear rich kids complain. My parents wasn't around enough.
Sometimes that's more important than the life that they think they provided you. Why can't you have both? And that's where planning comes in.
Well, I mean, like most of those kids that use those comments like that do not work as hard as their parents worked. They live
Hmm.
off of their parents' name. They live off of their parents' wealth. They live off of their parents' status. How dare you question the time that it took for you to live how you live? Like, take it from people who actually had to get up, go to public school every day, get up, find a job, their first job probably at 14, little summer gig. Shout out to those people. Shout out to the real, like you said, nobody envies a single mother. An average kid is not $319,000 over 18 years. And if that is an average kid, most average kids make it to 18. So that means that you've had at least $319,000 in that 18-year span. Now, excuse me if I don't think that that's surviving. A lot of people say they broke, but you made $319,000 in 18 years. You've raised a kid, an average kid. That's an average kid. So it's not the kid's fault that if you have a kid and you make what 20,000 a year, that kid is going to be a 20 or maybe a $9,000 a year kid. He's not. You're not. You're going to get all the assistance that you need anyway. So this world is just about everybody got goals, everybody got dreams, but if you ain't got them just checked off by a certain time, you need to be go ahead and start planning for the future, your future.
mm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like kids are a beautiful thing. I just hate how they're suffering how kids suffer because of the choices that their parents make,
Right.
or the lack of ambition that the parents have to provide the ultimate best life that a kid could have.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And the sad thing is, it's a lot of shitty parents in this world.
I wouldn't even say shitty. I just feel like parents are just like they're like, oh well, you had it better than me, but this still ain't shit. So just be happy. Like,
listen,
that's a few. That's a rare number of people that's like that. You know what I'm saying? But most parents in this world, like, they turning up the party. You know what I'm saying? Like what we're saying on social media, half of these people we don't even know they have kids. On Love and Hip Hop, most of those women on Love and Hip Hop, I'm just finding out they got kids. Miami Tip got like an 18-year-old kid that we just see for the first time. You know what I'm saying? I know artists who have their baby mothers on NDAs. You know what I'm saying? On NDAs. You'll never know this artist has a child. Never. You see what I'm saying? So when we really think about this in today's world, it's more people in this world though that are minding other people's business and that are advocating for those kids, because the kids are the future. There's more people worried about that. You know what I'm saying? So the kids are at a disadvantage in their neighborhoods, but that's did you see that Chicago advocate, the Chicago guy that's running for mayor right now?
No.
And he's putting it flat out. Why can't I go into my hood and see opportunities that the same opportunities? I went to Forestville High School. Right around the corner from me, the kids that went to Sula, they were offered classes like mechanics, barbering.
Because of the parents.
It ain't just because of the parents.
The parents that show up to the student teacher meeting, the parents that argue and go to the board meetings and speak up for what they think their kids need. Why do you think that now gentrification, a lot of the schools that we went to, when white people moved in, now they got like Cadoza. They got a whole brand new fucking pool. They got new computer labs. They got different courses that they're offering because those parents aren't playing that shit.
But guess what though? What happens though? What is the main thing that happens when that school gets built up?
She like, let's go.
What is the main thing that happens when that school get built up? A line gets drawn and told who can come here and who can't.
Well, I don't have a problem with that, because I feel like if we don't take care of our own stuff, then we don't deserve to have it. Period. It is what it is. If parents are too busy on Instagram, parents are too busy trying to be the star of the show, that they don't even care what the kids are really being taught. They don't show up to them board meetings. They are not there in the classroom popping up to see what's going on. They're not starting little groups to fundraisers to raise money for the kids, the black kids' books. Black people aren't doing that.
Yeah.
Poor black people aren't doing that, because you go somewhere else, you will see, middle class or wealthy black parents actually showing up.
But like look at let's go with this number right here that's in the chat, $319,000, right? If a poor parent doesn't have that, they don't even have the financial funding to even go and have a voice for what they think they need or what they want to see. They're fighting for food. They're fighting.
Why are they fighting for food when there's hiring signs everywhere? Like, I don't. So I don't subscribe to the nigga mentality, right? So basically, for me, what I see is, like, even now when I look around, I see a lot of women with kids. That they're being picky about where they want to work. Or they don't want to work so that they can collect more money from the government. And even those that's not getting a check from the government, they want to do like jobs. They're not trying to further their education so they could get paid more, or take up a trade so that they could get paid more. They're making $17 an hour, and to them, hey, me and my 3 kids, we gonna make it on this. Fuck getting a weekend job or a night job.
I mean,
then they got grown ass kids living with them, not working, not contributing, not doing anything.
You're talking about the Shannon Sharp sacrifice. And we agree that that's a sacrifice that could be made, but like we said 10 minutes ago, that fucks up the kids worse. They start complaining, my mommy wasn't there. They worked too hard, so I could have all this nice shit.
That's where planning comes in.
So
you get pregnant, you got 9 months, or you and your partner got 9 or 10 months to figure out what y'all gonna do for the next 18 years. Most people just sit up there and put up registries and take pictures and have motherfucking maternity shoots and shit like that. Not really drawing out a plan or a financial plan on how to raise this kid. Where do you want your kid to go to school at? Parents don't care about that. Just throw them in public school. That's all we can afford.
I mean, yeah.
But where's the effort? And we wonder why we're suffering. Like, the white man ain't do that to us.
So you want that mom that makes $17 an hour can't afford private school and her 2-bedroom apartment or 3-bedroom house.
What she can do, the same way that they depend on the government to not go to work, she could depend on the government to maybe go to school, get up, pick up a trade, and maybe up her salary $7, $5 to $7. But they don't want to do that either.
Yeah, facts. Because
they just want to.
They got to stay at that $17 an hour job to keep the lights on, and they make up every excuse on why they got to be there. I mean, just like the rappers.
So you get my point, okay?
Yeah, it's just like the rappers who make the excuse on why their song not mixed or why they don't have a good video, anything.
Yeah.
We could all find an excuse on why we're not successful, and in our little brains somewhere there's someone that's saying, "You're right, bro. You can't do that. You're doing just enough. You gotta just keep surviving, bro." I tell everybody that all the time, like, "Hey, if you can get that little voice out your head that's telling you you're doing all you can out your head." That's why I said at the beginning of this show, I'm glad it came full circle like this. We need more yes men. We need more people to say, yeah, you actually can still do that. Yeah, you actually should go ahead and invest that in that. You know what? Yeah, that is a good idea. Let's see what you try it. Let's try it.
Let's make it work.
There's too many people that's like nah.
Fuck he didn't.
That shit
what he said, if an adult doesn't have the financials in order, then they need to abort that motherfucker. You ain't right. You ain't
right. And also, let me tell you.
Oh man, you can't say he right, Jay. Come on.
No, I wasn't gonna say. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
And you gotta say smortion for children is. But I'm one of those people that I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Listen. My only being, because my other child's moms is my wife, but my baby mother, she got me feeling the way about any nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, all you niggas out here, no abortion for you. This walk the 18-year walk. I had to walk it, didn't like it, but I made it through. And I'm here to tell all y'all, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I hear this word co-parenting. Don't believe in it. Don't agree with it. It's bogus. It's BS. If you don't want to, if you got to go to court and get your kid your own, or you just got to let her have a kid on your own, but co-parenting don't work. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do your thing. But
it don't work if there's feelings involved. I think if one person has feelings, I feel like the mother
is a feeling too. Hate is a feeling too.
Right. So I feel like if feelings involved, then it can't. Co-parenting won't work because somebody is mad at somebody else or somebody wanted some. I think usually it's when one person wants the other person, they don't want them.
I'm gonna be straight up and say co-parenting is only a word made up by the custodial parent. It sounds like co-parenting, but it's really custodial parenting. The person who has custody of the child dictates the cards. I mean, you see the child.
But if you got joint custody, then it's different.
Yeah, then
Which
the
usually most
courts.
people get when they're married.
Yeah, then the courts put in that system of joint custody, and then of course that still is iffy because it's about who is the sole joint and physical joint. You know what I'm saying? So you got to still go through all that thin
I heard
line.
it wasn't that hard. I heard that when you're married and you divorce and y'all get joint custody, like y'all just have to agree on that. If
Right.
other than that, the courts don't make it no harder than y'all make it for yourselves.
Now think about it. Look at this Dwayne Wade and his baby mother situation. Right? They got
Oh,
joint custody,
They
but
don't have joint custody. I think because he has the money. She had the kids for one weekend. He called the police on her, said she was kidnapping her kids and some more shit. We can't use him for an example. He's a petty motherfucker.
But that's a prime example of the custodial parent when trying to do joint or what they call it co-parenting, why it doesn't work.
No,
So
he's more financially fit. So of course he was able to sue her for full custody. But I feel like if both of them was
look at
financially in the
Kim
same
K.
situation, it would have been harder for him to get the kids.
Look at Kim K. How she muscling Kanye. He's
That's
financially
because
independent.
Kanye has publicly displayed that he's mentally unstable.
Oh, so this what we doing here.
No, I'm just being realistic because I think about it, like I look at all situations. I look at Islamic people situations, Asian people situations, white people situations, and then we got us. And it's always the same, but I see other cultures being able to do different things. So in my mind, why is it such a hinder for us?
Well, because it's that man behind that suit and behind that
No,
thing.
I think because
We have different rules.
black fathers don't really like a lot. It's very rare that a black man is fighting women for custody unless the woman is just batshit crazy.
Facts, because
Usually, a
most
dude would
black
just
men not
let
going to
the
court.
kid live with the mother, let her do everything, and then when she starts being petty, now he was, oh, I can't get my kid. Well, before y'all had the kid, if you knew you wasn't gonna be with her, y'all should have at least came up with some type of agreement with the court, or you should have talked about joint custody there. I just feel like we make shit so much harder for ourselves, and the kids are
can,
suffering.
I want to
But
get
I
so
don't have
deep into
kids, so
this
y'all can't
because
listen to
my
me.
I want to get so
I'm not
deep into it because my situation is so different. But we can get deep because
No, we
yeah,
can't get
it's
no
about
deep.
that.
It's already that time, and I ain't gonna even lie to y'all.
No, we can't.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but like these be like little topics that I be hating to talk about, but
Why?
Why?
liking to talk about in the same breath.
Because
Because
y'all
I
about
think
to,
a lot of people just don't understand that
y'all don't
it's not like you
understand.
said, it's not as hard as as it is, but you have to be willing. It's like a boxing match. You can't just get in a boxing match and expect to not get hit. I don't even think Mike Tyson walked into boxing matches expecting to not get hit at least one time. Most people don't want to get hit. And honestly, anything correlates, like everything that we talk about, no matter, like, it's all life situations. It all correlates to why a lot of people don't have anything or don't have what they want because they're not willing to fight for it, not willing to sacrifice anything, not willing to give anything. They're just not willing to do anything but talk about what they want to do. So y'all already know. I guess it's time for me to be asking y'all what y'all got coming up this week.
You know the show tomorrow night, Joe Young.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to definitely be lit.
Yeah, let me tell y'all.
later on this month on the 19th too.
Yeah, now we're gonna be at the right spot tomorrow night, and that's right.
Is that where we went to eat?
No.
Where we go to eat?
That was Tops Bar and Grill.
Yeah,
okay, all right. I just wanted to remember the name of it. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the Spot Bar and Grill. That's in Tucker, right there, 4578 Britt Road. If you're in Atlanta, pull up. Definitely gonna be lit. Now, are you coming in town, Jezabel?
No, I will not be. unfortunately, I probably will be down there when y'all come up here. I have to postpone the Indie Grussel party to April, you guys. So stay tuned for a new date. But yeah, guy. Unfortunately, but I know it's gonna be lit.
You know it.
Definitely.
April when?
420.
Yeah, around that time probably. I'm supposed to be going to the cannabis fest, so I'll probably do it the week before. I don't want to do it that week.
All right, so
Let's
I'm
get
gonna
it.
let y'all know a little secret, right? I just linked up a new partnership with a new venue in Maryland, y'all. All right, now
I know something.
I'm gonna drop this name because it's about to be lit, but we're gonna be in Maryland, y'all. All right, and I'm telling y'all this: I need y'all, all y'all artists that's looking to like get on some like stuff in Maryland and link up with some brands, because we bringing in brands like to try to get like sponsorships and things like that for a lot of artists and stuff like that. Also get y'all with better engineers, better studios, better people to work with. So we got to bring in these producers and these engineers for y'all to be in front of. Like, I'm not about to be sitting up here like A&Rs and special guest judges, but nah, like y'all want producers to know what y'all sound like. Y'all want engineers and studios to work in and really, like, I guess, pick y'all, because y'all need these people and y'all need to be matched up. That's what we about to be doing. We about to be putting together the first like producers and artists, mixers. So y'all ain't gonna have those excuses no more. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna come in, y'all gonna perform y'all stuff, and the producer's gonna be right there, letting y'all hear their beats. And y'all gonna be able to link up and party and make up with them and let them hear and socialize and get to work. And then hopefully going into 2024, y'all be ready for much, much more. Now, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Today was a great show.
Yeah.
I just got one thing to add before we get out of here.
Add it.
All right, yeah. So local artists, DMV local artists. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of seeing y'all rotate at the same clubs. I ain't even trying to throw no shade. So if y'all looking to perform out of state, please let me know. So I can hit up some promoters, some contacts in other states. We got Tennessee on the map, we got Texas, and of course, we got Georgia on the map. Working and Jersey. Just working on some new things for you guys. If y'all are tired of rotating in the same venues, performing the same songs, and you want to get out of state, you got to have a budget ready. I can definitely set something up for travel accommodations as well as the show, or I could just send you to the show by yourself. So y'all make sure to hit me up, DM me on the business page, not my personal page, and that's Boss Biz Radio on Instagram. Also, you can email me if you like, www.info@bossbiz.com. So
nice.
bossbizent.com. But yes, definitely been doing some networking. Oh shoot, did I say Texas? I did say Texas. I don't know how many of y'all really like we was talking about Carl Crawford recently, but one of his A&R people, if y'all looking to perform at some shows that they got, please let me know.
Let me know. Hey, listen.
Yes, I've been networking for y'all.
And all of you artists that are performing at the same spots over and over again, y'all need to watch Disney Channel, because it's a shame that you ain't got people coming in there to see y'all. And little Leon Thomas was showing y'all how to get the club or the little spots packed. So go watch Disney Channel, man, and watch how them kids getting it done. And then maybe you can get some people to come and see you in those spots. There's a lot of people throwing shots, so I won't be partaking in that. But I will be in the DMV March 21st.
Yes, sir.
If you won't be there, that officially sucks. But I do expect to see everyone else. I guess at this time, if no one else has anything else,
hit that
like the subscribe button down at the bottom. Set those notifications. Hey, listen, we today, y'all, a 2-hour show today. I read some of y'all comments in my DMs talking about my show was too short. Y'all hated the hour. Well, we gave y'all a 2-hour segment. We're gonna switch it up on y'all though. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, we're gonna switch it up on y'all because y'all don't be really mad at me too much. So I think that we can
share
deal with it.
the lives. Like,
I love y'all,
make
man.
sure y'all sharing the lives. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If it's
Yeah.
something y'all want us to cover, go ahead and send it to us. We might
Send it
talk
over.
about it.
Yeah.
Definitely trying to include some trying to get funky, some kinky stuff. So
Well,
yeah, send us y'all suggestions.
I don't know what just happened, but what I do know is at this time, y'all should be flicking those roaches in the roach tray, putting those ashes down, and getting ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. Peace. We out.
See y'all next week.